for the Post-Nut Conversations podcast. This is episode 4, season 1. Today we are joined by Duma. The reason I need to Duma. Skin color. Duma, for those of you who are not Kikuyus, Duma means giza in Kikuyu.
No, let me say something. Jina yangu ya my surname ni Mbiro. So, Duma. This is like total darkness.
Mbiro inamaanisha what? It's a suit that usually forms outside sufuria. Yeah.
So, kettle calling. Kettle calling pot
But
black.
Pot's kettle black, yes.
Wow. Mbona imekuwa tongue twist all of a sudden?
Pot's kettle black. Yes, instead of kusema the whole thing.
Pot kettle black. Okay. My name is Eugene.
My name is Emma.
And Duma.
Yes.
Topic ya leo ni mental health. But we wanted to touch on something very specific on mental health. Of course, kuna na topics mob that a lot of people touch on when it comes to, especially in social media.
Yeah.
But what we wanted to touch on today was mental health from the perspective of someone who's actually gone to therapy. Mm-hmm. And I had a call with Duma before recording this episode because it's a sensitive topic.
Right.
And if we touch on it carelessly, might get misconstrued.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, thank you so much for being here, by the way. Because we were supposed to have another guest, but she wasn't comfortable with the idea of people knowing that she has gone for therapy.
Yeah. Which is totally understandable.
I think one of the things that as humans we need to agree on is that people have boundaries.
Yeah.
The fact that
needs to be respected.
Yeah. The fact that najua umeenda therapy maanishi nefa let me call it exploit that fact for the episode.
Yeah.
You get. So where to begin? There is a lot that goes on in therapy. I haven't gone for therapy myself, but I do want to go for therapy.
Yeah, you mentioned your jar.
Yeah, I even have a jar that I'm saving up for therapy. Yeah.
Therapy is very expensive in this country.
Therapy is very expensive, especially when you have insurance.
Who has insurance? Our nation.
Kila mtu ana vibes and inshallah around.
Insurance okay.
Actually, before we begin, if you're listening to us on YouTube, tafadhali subscribe. We are trying to get to
100 subscribers.
100 subscribers to unlock certain YouTube features that would allow us to, spread the news easier.
Yes, and so get ourselves out there more.
So day 1 therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in. What's likely the first question that the therapist will ask you?
How are you? She told me before we started. She told me, "Aliulizwa, how are you?" I was asked what's on my mind.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, which was pretty convenient for me because I was a bit tired of the question, "How are you?" Yeah. It was a bit of you asked how are you, and like being at work, how are you is just
it's
a formality.
Yeah.
So for me, kwanza, how are you? And you're just like, nkufiti, I'm good. And then
sorry to cut you short, but there's a meme about that. When you're going for therapy and then your therapist asks, how are you? Then now I respond, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then the therapist waits, and then now you go all about talking about your issues. So the thing of saying you're fine becomes like a whole funny thing.
Yeah. So what's on your mind was it for me?
It's a very good question.
Now, when you're going for therapy, of course, you're going there for a purpose, with a purpose.
Yeah.
Right. So one thing really notice about, let me give you an example. This I have to go back to because Neely mentioned about in the previous episode. Vile tulikuwa tunawatch CTA ya BN. What is it? Cleaning the airwaves.
I think so.
Yeah. Nilitumia. Cleaning the airwaves ya Bien alikuwa anasema as Sauti Soul. By the way, I'm sorry if you're hearing metal grinding in the background. We just happened to be in an area where there's construction happening, so we'll try and be as audible as possible.
Constructive conversation.
Yeah,
It was just there.
They had to.
Yeah, so in that city alikuwa anasema him and the entire band usually go for therapy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Not because there's anything wrong, but it's also important to be on the same page in a mental space because we're working together.
Yeah.
Right. But this being an individual journey, this is definitely going to be different for him and it's going to be different for me.
Yeah.
I can tell for a fact that one of the reasons nataka kwenda therapy is because there are some things that happened in my past that are buried deep and usually show up either in my relationships or my day-to-day life. And they affect me negatively or inaweza kuwa tu mtu amekuangalia like what the fuck.
Like mbona niangalia hivyo bro? You focus on yourself.
You focus on yourself. And I don't feel like we are lucky to live in a society where there's not, I don't think there's much stigma around mental health right now. Is there? Everybody has sort of embraced the fact that this is a thing.
I think you say that because you live in the urban setting. In the rural setting, it's very, very different. Very. I say that from a personal experience. I have a relative who, unfortunately, what happened to the sound?
I don't know.
There's something wrong. Unfortunately, they got into a depression. Like it was bad. They literally lost their mind, if I'm allowed to say so. And to date, as a family, we're still
Test your
child of God.
Angalisha mic juu kiasi. Yeah.
Yeah. And today as a family, we're still facing the stigma because we're related to him. So you can imagine what he's going through as an individual. Yeah.
Try and move your
It hits me. It really hits me. I think that's better.
Yeah. I think also it's not even about I would say the part of urban setting is a contributing factor to it being, better recognized and accepted here. But I think also it's the awareness. What really is mental health? To most people, you talk about mental health and the first thing that comes to mind is you're going crazy.
Yes.
Like it's about madness. It's not really about mental well-being.
Yeah.
Because per se, how I got to go into therapy was through we were just talking with my aunt, and then ile tu unafungua roho kidogo. Then she asked, "And have you thought about therapy?" So I'm like, "Hey yo, how dare you?"
I'm a man.
Yeah, like, and for me,
man,
and prior, my go-to in terms of therapy is I get on the bike, I just move. I move. And when she said that she'd done therapy, she I'm a soma, but she's also gone for sessions herself. Yeah. And she's one of the toughest people I know. It was a bit of an eye-opener because she didn't really talk about it in terms of I was down, like I was beat down. That's why I went. It was like I went and I discovered this about myself. And so that rang in my mind for a while. And even when I went to therapy, I'd say from the whole experience, I wouldn't really say therapy is about when you're down, like when you're beat down and when you don't know
what to do, which direction to go.
Yeah, because something my therapist pointed out was you didn't start juicy, like you didn't start going nuts just the other day. This has been a build-up
for you to actually get to this point.
It's just where you are at now is where, because it's just basically you're overwhelmed mentally. The situations, decisions, everything around you is just
it's too much to handle for your brain to handle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you need more than just decluttering and setting things apart. You need
1000%. Yeah. Focus.
you need
to focus on a few things. I
compartmentalize
that and focus on now. Like I decide I'm focusing on this. Tomorrow that. Yeah. I agree.
Because generally that's what it did for me. Like at the end of the day, because it's sort of like a restructuring of your mind. Like now you put piece, because from the talking he just pieced things together and you're like,
things started making sense.
And it's everything from flaws to your strength. Like you'd be like, so when you do this leads to this and this, and you're like, hey, okay.
And this happens because this happened to you when you were younger and you weren't aware it was going to affect you in this manner.
And when you listen to it, especially movies or people talking, it's like, so me, especially this whole, and there's a way society just coins terms for things, daddy issues, mommy issues, or like there's this, like with girls when they are deflowered and then they're stuck on the dude. And it's just so he was your first love. That's why. Like
I'm just like, but it's very true. It's very accurate.
Like you can think that that label can do a lot. So much. So therapy kind of like just helps you connect the dots.
Question: How? I know this is different for a lot of people. There's some people who go for, what's the frequency? The question is, what's the ideal frequency that you've seen works for you, and what frequency does the therapist that you've gone for work? Like, is it weekly, monthly?
I'd say it's a you two thing.
It's a you two thing.
Yeah, like you and the therapist kind of thing.
That's very true.
Because there's a way he understands you or she understands you and vice versa. And being that he's the one who's moderating the sessions, he guides you better on what intervals you're to take.
Yeah.
And what precisely you're supposed to be doing during the sessions. Like it's not just about, because like my thought was you just go sit down, dude asks a bunch of questions, you say all the truths that you never wanted to say
in your life.
And you pima him with some lies to see whether he will see into your truth.
Like that's the dumbest thing I ever did in therapy, and to date I regret it. Like lying to your therapist, bro, that's dumb as fuck. Because eventually you'll say something that, will make the truth come out. Yeah.
Because I think the strength with therapists is they're impartial.
Very, very impartial.
And you find a good one who won't do so much to read between the lines. You just say some things and then you
like
go back.
Small things.
Yeah.
Like Ushayona, I'm going to relate this to something very dumb. The way babes, when you say something to a babe and then it doesn't add up, like she'll remind you about it like
I had
70
that
days
in mind.
later.
I swear.
That was
exact
100% the same thing. I'm not even lying. Like, but I remember you mentioned
said,
in our previous session, you had mentioned this and that. How come that has changed? Or is it that your feelings towards this or that have changed? Just like, fuck this shit, man. Umenipata mbaya.
Inaweza fanya therapist wako akae your babe when you're in shit.
It's very true.
She'll ask something and you're like,
well, what happened was...
And this is your therapy, so you can't pull that line of, why do we have to go back in? No. Yeah, that's why you're here.
Oh, God. On that, also, I feel it's important to mention the therapist, as he said, is the one who determines your frequency of how often you go for sessions.
Yeah.
Because at first it's recommended that you go once a week, but it could be more. Then as you go by, it's like twice a month, and then just once a month, and then as you get better, you're the one who calls to go and see him or her. Yeah. So it really depends on how severe it is. Yeah.
And also don't be shocked when you finally get to be the one to call therapist.
Yeah, it's very common, man. Even like mnaweza kuwa agree twice a week or even once a week, but you find that you need to talk to them, just call them. Like most therapists are very, in fact, all, I dare say all, are very available. It's a requirement in their profession.
To be available.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I have done counseling psychology.
Yeah, you told me that, and then I was like, oh shit, she can see through me.
Fun fact, I wanted to venture into being a therapist.
Oh, wow.
Just for the money.
Oh.
Just for the money.
Yeah. That was before I went to see a therapist.
And
then you realized?
Not for the money.
No.
It's not for the money.
It's not for the money.
No, don't do it for the money.
It has to be passion. It's like medicine. I genuinely believe it's like medicine because, even counselors have to go for therapy themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
Hey.
And imagine you're seeing like three patients a day and they're all coming with different issues. Like, bro, that's heavy. On me personally, as a person, a baby girl like me could not handle. And I remember I even told my mom, like, I'm sorry, I was not, because I didn't finish, bro. The whole project thing was just too much. So I was telling my mom, I'm aware I fucked up, but me says hack practice. Because how she's one. Someone like me, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. It's a lot, really.
I think I also got, after the sessions, I understood why there are so many, like, kuna sports na kuna activities zingine you'd think they are extreme.
Yeah.
But to some guys,
they're not.
They're not. Like, these guys who, wake up hot cold on themselves, like...
You should love yourself, bro.
Like, there's some... I think to handle some of the things that therapists handle, bruh, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's like doing medicine. You just don't wake up one day and decide to be a doctor.
It's a lot.
It has to be a calling.
Like our customer service, the rest of the guys, the customer service of the guys in medical field, it's different.
Totally different.
It's different. Yeah. We are doing a whole lot of child's play.
Makes you think, eh?
I've thought.
Hey,
wait, because I can't.
Like one time,
shout out to everyone who's practicing because
and everyone who's going for therapy.
Yes.
And the people who want to go for therapy. By the way, this is for you. We kind of want to demystify the notion that it's difficult or what's the process that you're gonna go through. All that mumbo jumbo. We're gonna try and capture some of that in the conversation. Just to remove the barrier to entry for it.
No lie. Going for therapy is tough. It's very tough.
Because you end up discovering things about yourselves that you'd rather have buried.
That, but even you've decided you're going for therapy, yeah? But before you go, as in telling yourself you're going, personally for me, it was very hard. It was very, very hard. Because now you're going to talk to someone about all your shenanigans.
Your audio.
Sorry, you're going to talk to someone about all your shenanigans, and they are going to not tell you, they are going to help you discover more about yourself. It's very scary. Very scary. What was it hard for you? Like going for therapy?
I took first I went on a weekday. So that was messing with my work schedule. Yeah. I was already mad at myself for that. And then I was mad at myself for getting myself to a point finding therapy. Like, the whole process of it was, and my dad, like, when I went in and he asked what's on your mind, the reason I loved it so much was because if he asked me how I would have walked out.
It was just flip. So many people have asked me that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and in my head I'm like, I'm here to figure out how I'm feeling. Don't ask me how I'm feeling. Yeah. So when he asked what's on my mind, I'm a very mental person sometimes. So it's like, ching, he just opened the lock. And then I think it's when you said like you were here to demystify, make things easy. Just first acceptance. Acceptance is a key. You have to accept the decision to go there. Like it's your choice. Don't make it about anyone else. You learn that even through the process to the end. Don't make therapy about anyone else. It's about you. Because
I was going to say.
Yeah, because like per se, what I think about mental health with most people is you don't, no one can really understand your mind apart from yourself. Yeah,
that's true.
No one can. Like you even this whole thing of get someone who you complete your sentences equal, but they don't really understand every fabric of your mind better than yourself.
Yeah.
So even in therapy, when you go in with a mindset of this guy is about to enter into my brain, pick it out, kabisa, understand me better than I understand myself, then I walk out of here fixed. First, it's your choice to go. So embrace that, accept that. And when you're there, speak your truth.
Speak who you are.
Yeah.
Own it.
Speak your
own
truth.
your problems, own your wins, own your strength, your losses, everything.
It was an eye-opener because one of the things mine told me was, so if you've ever slapped your parent and you felt you were right, in here, we always say safe space, but people will, when you say I slapped my mom and you're like, yeah. So in here, that's your truth.
Yeah.
That's the data he needs from you. Yeah. So speak your truth and understand that through that truth, you will now pick out what is false to others and what could be even false with you or to you. Yeah. And then, it's not going to be easy because at some point it feels like he picks you out, then places you there, and then it's a monologue, you and you.
Yeah.
So you're like this, and you're talking to yourself. You face yourself in a new light. Yeah.
There's a time nakumbuka ile bash tulikuwa tumeenda Kikuyu kwa kina Dan. There was a lot of Moratina involved.
Yeah.
The one you refused to come to. The one that had
sleep. I know there was food.
The one that had
was my nini,
premium Kikuyu food.
I was going to sleep, bro. But I was dead asleep, man.
Kulikuwa na watermelon hapo juu, man. You missed that.
If I got that kind of food today, that would be dope, honestly.
There's something you said that really, really captured my attention. One day you walked into therapy and the therapist was like, okay, so today we are going to focus on the fact that everything up to this point has been your fault.
That was in my last session. Yeah.
In your last session?
Yeah. Walked in and dude said, Eric, everything is your fault. That's the day he meant for liberation. He hits me that and I'm like, what's the difference between you and every other woman in my life?
Okay, we're actually going to touch on preferring male or female therapists in a little bit. But let's touch on that a little bit. I think when you said that is when it also clicked in my mind that for me it also applies.
Yeah.
Everything up to this point has been my fault.
Yeah.
Because remember in I think episode 1 we were talking about you have to understand that by the time you're getting to a certain age, you're an adult. There's some things that you need to.
What do I say not?
There's some things you need to, just own.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are things like bills, there are things like responsibilities, strapping
More
up,
so how you even,
all these things.
your emotions really.
Yeah.
Like how you react towards stuff. Yeah.
People, how you interact with people and whatnot.
How you think. It's a lot, man.
It's a lot. So when nilikusikia ukisema hivyo, and then I was like, okay, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Explain.
Taking ownership. Yeah. He told me, interesting thing was, he told me he picked that out because kwa sessions I had reiterated so many times that I'm an owner. I don't like being patiwa ama kulis. I like owning. So him saying that was reinforcing that I should own everything in my life.
Yeah.
And then
choose what you own and claim to be an owner.
Yeah. And then I remember I retorted back with, hey yo, like I've had mamas tell me that and it stings.
Yeah.
And tell you it's your fault and you're like,
what?
Yeah.
Audacity.
Kinda it's yours. And then he broke it down to this: intention, decision, and situation. Right? So intention is what is within you. So per se, starting the podcast, sitting and talking about it, what's the intention? You want words to go out about how things are happening. Society. Yeah. Then comes the decision. The decision is usually it's the implementation of your intention. So per se, he was like, let me pick out a personal, at some stage in my life, I felt like I wasn't it for the babes. Yeah? Like being a good boy wasn't working.
Wasn't working for you.
Yeah.
Does it have? Okay, sorry.
See,
now I'm going to. Okay, that's just. Sorry.
Intention is to get the babes, yeah, and be good to them, yeah. But it's not working like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you decide to be bad, the babes come calling.
Toxicity. No, let me do better, please.
So intention is to get the babe, yeah. I could get the babe by being good, kibahating, or by being bad, which is the easiest way. So you go about with being the bad guy, yeah. Then there's this situation now. What situation do you create for yourself after that?
Be good?
Yeah. Kucheza wasichana is one situation.
Umesema kucheza nikafikiria kucheza kati. Sorry.
Like you could choose to be a player. You could choose to. Your bad could be like you're now Amerix. You're Amerix and Jaloga.
Walks around.
Anything that comes and you're like,
Everything in a skirt.
you are a woman. You know.
Yeah.
So you see, everything in that is you. Like hakuna pahali. Yes, babe amekukataa juu ya kuwa mzuri, but si wewe ndio umedecide kuwa mzuri. So hiyo ni yako. Situation yenye imekama about na yeye kukukataa bado ni yako juu you are part of creating it.
Part and parcel of it, yeah.
Another situation, just basics of a feud between two people. Intention is to solve the feud.
Yeah.
If they decide to fight, see, intention, decision is to fight it out. If one person gets knocked out, that's a situation. So
that's the situation.
Yeah.
He said one of the weakest things in humans is passing blame and ownership of your actions to other people. Your thoughts are your actions. Your actions are your actions. You know, if now me, I usually use this one. This is the most profound one for me. If I put a gun to your head, tell you pick out nuts or no nuts. You want to make the decision. right? So if nuts was what was going to get you killed, if you choose nuts, you die. It's my fault for my action is shooting you, not you making the choice of nuts. That's you. So you own it to such extremes. So that really helped in that now everything that I used to see as a cause for the things that I'm doing and that I placed as a baseline for everything. Like per se last day was a mixture of everything. Personal and work. Like everything was just imploding on me. So everything that I could put as a basis for this is why I'm like this is why I'm like this is why I'm in therapy, this is why I'm doing this and this and this. You just kind of put it aside first. You own that I have decided to be like this.
That's very okay.
So now that's my action. So how do I avert whatever effects that are coming from that? If
sorry, is avert like a synonym for avoid?
Avoid, rectify. Like if I don't like a situation, if I don't like a decision, if I don't like the intention, I'm the only one who can change. Yeah. If I don't like being good to girls, I'm the only one who can change. Girls don't change because of me. They are them. Right?
You is you.
Yeah, you is you.
I'm still stuck on something you said. This is why I'm like this. As I'm doing this because I'm like this. I'm doing this because... And unfortunately, most people use that for gaslighting. And it's important that people know it is a choice they have made for them to be like that. So you can't say you're like this because this happened to me. You choose to stay like that because that happened to you. You have an option of being the total opposite or even being better or worse than you currently are. So I think it's very good that you mentioned that.
Yeah, and also like gaslighting doesn't come just in form of I'm like this.
Oh God, no. So many ways.
Hey, mommy issues, daddy issues, the ones that I mentioned. Yeah, you could tag it along anywhere.
Bet 1000%.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Mi silipangi madeni, babangu wako analipa.
Kill a nigga. Oh my God.
You know, that are two women. So guess what? Whoop, whoop.
It's in the blood. It's in the genes.
Yeah, let me go with
but
4.
Ultimately, you get to decide.
You're the one who is making the decision.
Really?
Anyway, like, but what stood out for me the most was don't say because they did.
Yes.
Even in the most extreme of cases. Like,
I'm killing because my father killed.
Yeah.
What?
I'm hoeing because this one cheated on me. Friends.
You
that's
decide
you.
to hoe.
It's your private part.
More life. Yeah.
Still killing me that light. Like, own it. By the way, and you get so liberated from owning. Like I honestly, I felt like because I think at the point when I was going to therapy, when he told me to speak my truth, I didn't see it as speaking my truth. I was lashing out, like I was letting out all the anger I was feeling. But now through it, now as I was, like putting it into context as my truth, I realized like 70 to 90% of why I was angry or who I was angry at, they don't even know. They can't even tell.
Let me not lie. When I was also made to realize that, and I got more mad at myself. Because then why you mad?
Why you mad? Yeah.
They don't even know.
They have no clue. And I'd even kind of tested it kidogo first by trying, and the way, because one thing I'm grateful for is throughout, like last year was the toughest, and that's why I went on me, and I've had love around. And there was a point I was talking with my mom, and I was kind of trying to say things. The way you try and say things to your parent, but you're not really saying them.
You're not breaking through.
You're not
corners.
You're like trying to. So when we went through this, and then it hit me like she has no idea. Clue.
Yeah.
She's per se lost. And I remember even at the end of that conversation, I walked out. it hurt me more walking out because I'd not really let out what was in me.
What was bothering you?
Yeah, and she didn't really understand anything
What's
apart from my son is not okay.
She doesn't know why, so she can't even help
She
you.
can't. Like, she knows there's something bugging me, and she knows there's a part of it that has her in it because I've mentioned it, but she doesn't really know like the depths of it. So it's you. Wait.
Personally, as a person, did it ever get to a point
I'll never
where
get used to that line.
you're welcome? Me. In your therapy sessions that you went with, say your mom.
Yeah.
No.
Does she know that you
I wasn't
were
ready.
for therapy?
Yes.
Oh, but you had that option. It's just that you weren't ready. Sorry.
I didn't pick it. I didn't want to first go with,
Okay.
what I'd say is having spoken about everyone in my life that was fundamental to how I was feeling then. My therapist kind of gave me tasks. Like I was supposed to convey ultimatums and boundaries with certain people in my life.
Hey, you know, my therapist even gave me a book for boundaries. It was that serious, and I'm forever grateful to her.
It does something new to you.
You become like a whole new being.
Yes.
Personally, I had a problem with saying no to people. I'm still struggling with it, but I'm better. And
that
the way it's changed my life.
I can attest. Everyone wasemaga no mpaka sometimes I'm like
si sawa basi.
Because sometimes see wewe unaambiwa mi mnajiambia. Like I want that not to
say
go
yes to people. Yeah.
Done. So mine is not saying me. I just shut off. I keep quiet.
That doesn't help though.
Like for me, the silence, like I'm not hearing you saying. My silence is not that just keeping quiet. I'll stay away. So you won't see me.
From me, Satan.
You won't hear from me.
That's
but
not helping,
I'm achieving something. Because speaking no, I'll say no. You'll say something. I'm out. Like my no is out the window.
Bruh. Strike a balance.
I need to exercise the no.
Should I give you that book? I should probably share a book with you.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Now, you mentioned that the gender of the therapist.
Yeah,
let me say gender. The therapist, either male or female.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How
the
do you
sex
think
of the therapist? It's not gender. It's sex.
Sex. Gender developer.
It's coming through.
Yeah.
Even though she's doing her master's in gender development.
Oh,
yeah.
So is it because of this whole trans thing? I identify as, I have this private.
I'm a they. No.
Are you?
No, guy. Gosh, I was just saying that as in because of what you said. I'm a she. It's because of what I did in campus. So I thought I should just, proceed with it.
Okay. All right.
So on that topic, how do you feel the conversation changes? I'm not sure whether you've experienced both male and female therapists.
No, male.
Just male.
Yeah.
How do you think that influence? Do you think it would have been different if you went to the female therapist?
Also, did you have the option of choosing between the two?
No, mine was kind of like, I don't know whether I'd call it luck. Because I literally just asked someone, hey, yo, so a good therapist? Like,
hook me up.
Who's it for?
Plagoma therapist.
And you're like,
plug.
But it could be a thing.
It could be a thing. Yeah.
Because awako nikawa wamejificha but awako so out there. Yeah. So me tu niliconnectiwa and then happen kuwa a guy. But when I had made the choice, I kind of wanted a guy. Because I felt like he would be filling a certain gap in my life. I don't have so many male figures,
okay,
in my life. Like the most predominant figures in my life are women. My mom, my aunts, even like people I've interacted to in depth
women.
Women. And I kind of felt like I needed a change.
A shift.
Yeah, because I felt like maybe they could have been saying the right things for quite a while, which also turned out to be sort of like the case. True. Yeah, but it wasn't really getting through to me. So, and then, like I said, this is a person who is going to throw things at you. So, I've also had an array of female figures who just throw things
at you. You didn't want to.
I didn't want to stereotype it.
Yes, I get it, so, and also lash out because you know,
because
what you've experienced before.
Yeah, it might have gotten to a point where I'm just like, same old.
Yeah.
So, you know,
oh shit, different day,
different being.
Yeah, different being. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Plug yourself. Biashara.
Biashara,
yes. You introduced me by the as Duma. My official names are Eric Mwaura. Run we call it a startup. It's just a kawaida enterprise for me. Deliveries, Nanduthi, white collar hawker, and a bit of every other concierge thing on the side.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
In Nairobi, in where?
Yeah, in Nairobi.
Okay.
I am
primarily in Nairobi.
Here. Primarily, yeah.
That's dope.
Yes.
It's amazing,
So,
really.
Yeah.
It's done.
Errands.
So we're gonna
deliveries.
add links to his socials. Gonna put. Are you okay with the phone number being on the
Phone
description?
number. There is nothing on my social. I don't even have to, unless I take photos with clients.
Oh, but you actually get more clients through referral than
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think because of it being service, so I pride myself in, being good at what I do.
Can you send you Mianza?
So
Oh God.
Praise God.
spirit is about to flow.
We started recording on Sundays and then we were like, this is not
It's not
efficient.
working.
This is not gonna work. It's wasting everybody's time waiting for
The only time napata free ni wakinyamaza kuomba.
ama wakimaliza. Okay, let me not say it. I
Ukimaliza
think it's insensitive. Let me not say that. Stop yourself from saying
Yeah.
Hold it.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've clocked 50 minutes.
Sorry, before we finish, I would like to say something.
Yeah.
I stan our generation because of how vocal we are about mental health and mental health awareness. And there's so many platforms of such on Instagram, Twitter, even YouTube channels that talk about such things. So go us. Let's continue with the same spirit. Help a friend wherever you can. Refer them to someone and, just be there for them. They probably don't have the finances to go for therapy. But
but there's I'm not sure if it's not Red Cross that has a hotline.
Yes, it's Red Cross.
Yes, Red Cross that has a hotline.
And St. John as well, I think.
And St. John.
Last time we checked, St. John had.
Yeah, that you can call up and talk to somebody.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's toll free. Is it?
Siko shwa.
Hey.
Midano. This is your country. Oh my God.
This is our country.
Hey.
Yeah, but yes, continue doing the thing, man. I am a big supporter of mental health and mental health awareness.
Don't be. I think key to mental wellness. Don't be afraid to learn and unlearn.
Yeah, and also going for therapy. Learning and unlearning. And also just going for therapy and talking about what you're going through with your mates and just anyone really. Anyone you're comfortable with.
This was dope.
This was quite something. Thank you very much.
Karibu.
For being vulnerable.
Yeah.
This is going on the internet, man.
It's out there. It's out with your face.
Yeah.
But I think people shouldn't shy away from these conversations.
No,
just because you don't need to be seen as strong all the time. There are times when you just have a human experience.
But also, we totally understand. When you get there, you get there.
When you get there, you get there.
It's good to be a weak bitch sometimes.
Yep.
Episode 4. Post-nut conversation season 1.
Thank you, guys.
So it should have been called post-nut because now we are mentally well.
Stop it. Please stop it.
I wonder if they call the episode post nuts.
Post nuts, like we are speaking out of mental wellness.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna name the episode.
I'm just, guys, I don't know them, but thank you very much for listening in. Subscribe, really do subscribe because you're trying to get to 100. Share with your humans. Let us know what you think about the episodes and those before. And yeah, thank you very much.
Peace.
Grazie. Bye.
Eugene.
Emma.
Eric Steve. Sayonara.
Yeah.